welcome back to What If. And this What If comes to us from Michael Sullivan, who asked the question, what if Goku had gained control of his Oozaru form? Now, for this one, we're gonna have to take some liberties with the storyline. In the original storyline, Goku had no idea he could transform in it. When it happened, he blanked out afterwards. And this one, we're going to have to go with a little bit of a retcon. So we're going to go with the belief that when he killed Grandpa Gohan, it kind of snapped him back into reality enough that he realized what he was doing. He had some cognizant ability over himself, and he realized he transformed into this giant monster, and he was able to transform back. So he would spend time now after killing Grandpa Gohan, looking at the moon, entering that state, and learning to kind of just handle himself in that form. So that's where we kind of open up here into the series at this point. Now, would that make Goku stronger? Goku's power is around 10, which is higher than your average human. But, I don't know. Maybe we'll put him at 15 just to make him a little stronger. Not much, but a little bit. So, nothing really is going to change drastically. Here's the thing. Nothing changes up until we get to when they're kidnapped by Pilaf. So when Goku tries to get through the walls and everything like that, they can't get through it. So Goku realizes that, oh, wait, the moon's up. All right, and Goku basically just quickly says, okay, guys, I need you to stay back. This is something I can only do during the full moon, but I think I can get us out of here. And then he transforms to the 8, gets us out of there, gets them out of there, and then they stop Pilaf from using the Dragon Balls. I can't remember if that came first or second. I think that came first, and that's why they got locked up. So basically, he breaks out of there, breaks them out of there, breaks through the castle, and ultimately he gets them out of there. And then they would part ways. Goku goes to train with Master Roshi. After he explains that he could do that and everything, what the hell that was about. He doesn't know. He just can do that. Trains with Roshi. He would be a little stronger than his pre. I believe he's around 100. So maybe like 110 so his power level is. The whole first tournament we get in the series, that actually goes pretty spot on. Minus the fact that Goku actually doesn't turn into Oozaru. Because because Goku now has knowledge of this, because he's aware of it, and he knows that it'd be a cop-out to do that. He chooses not to do that, and he does ultimately lose the fight because of that. So we would then cut over to the Red Ribbon Army arc, and again, that goes about the same. Though Goku going up against there's no real incident in that took place at night or anything in the Red Ribbon Army arc that I could really point out. His power would probably be more like around 190 after going to Korn's Lookout and all that, or Korn's place. Tournament comes, and he even more narrowly is by all accounts, he actually won the fight, but again, he loses at the end by hitting that damn truck. And then you get into the King. Now, the Piccolo arc is interesting because Goku knows that he can transform into the Oozaru, and that if he has a chance to, he could easily crush King Piccolo if he had to. So the question is, does the fight take place where the moon is available that he can really take advantage of that? Well, no. If you look at that scenario, it doesn't. And Goku's not really one of those strategists who says, I'm going to wait for the full moon. No, he's one of those, hey, go headstrong, go into the fight. So he ends up he ends up getting his ass kicked again, goes to Korn's Lookout, gets the Ultra Divine Water. He's like, no, this is the real stuff. So yeah, and his power would jump probably to 270. Again, it's just a little increase the control. Wins against King Piccolo, trains with Kami for several years. Where his strength would be after that, it's anyone's guess, really. So he's probably around 400. With the ability to transform into Oozaru as before. Piccolo is probably only in the 300 range because he's aware of Goku and probably trained a little harder. Goku and him go toe to toe. Their final fight is awesome and powerful and amazing. like at one point Piccolo, turns into the giant Piccolo. He saves Kami. Then seeing the moon up, he goes into Oozaru. So it's Oozaru Goku versus Piccolo. Unfortunately for Piccolo, Oozaru Goku's power would be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 4,000. So he completely and utterly it just wastes. It doesn't completely kill Piccolo, but owns Piccolo and just, martial arts Goku, boom, boom, smacks Piccolo down, and basically just totally beats out Piccolo. Goku then powers back down again. He's naked. Chi-Chi's just, oh, it's like, that's gonna be man. Luckily, he has spare pants on because he learned this at this point, or maybe the wardrobe he wears is actually, thanks to Kami, and Popo, it's flexible, so maybe that'd be pretty fun. And then everything goes about the same in Dragon Ball arc. So you cut over to the Dragon Ball Z arc. Goku is probably trying to think. His power didn't fully double with the 3-year gap or 5-year gap, but it was close to. It was like 80%. He was like 80% stronger. So if we're saying his power was like maybe equal to his Dragon Ball Z power level, then if you go by it was about like a 60-70% increase. So if you go by those, then he'd be hitting around 700. So when Raditz shows up, he does still take Gohan. Piccolo is probably around 500 for full power. They square off, and Raditz actually senses that senses or sees that Goku's power is actually pretty substantial. It's around 700, which is pretty strong, all things considered, because Kakarot was, a pretty low level save. For him to get that strong on his own is a pretty impressive thing. So Goku and Piccolo again double team him, and this time it's not as easy for Raditz. Raditz is struggling here. He's really having some difficulty. So he because Piccolo is at least 500, if not higher. Goku is at least 700. So between them, they're roughly equal to Rad's supposed power. His power is actually like close to 1,500. The Zaizenshuu actually says. So they're still on the losing side, but they're able to definitely press a better advantage over Raditz. Eventually, they grab Raditz's tail, which Goku's much more familiar with, and please let me go. Now, I'm not gonna fall for that again. Pretty please. Well, all right. And then basically, because Goku learned to control Oozaru in this scenario, unlike others where I think I'll save that because reasons. Eventually, Gohan comes out, shows off, his power, cracks Rad's sternum. Rad's on the ground, and he's already a lot more injured in this fight than he was in the previous one. But he gets back up. Goku gets in the half Nelson. Piccolo kills him, so he kills them both. So that still happens. Goku still dies. Piccolo takes Gohan, trains him. Power-wise, Piccolo probably gains about times 8. He'd be about 4,000. He'd be about let's say about 4.2 thousand. Goku would be. See, here's the thing. Power-wise, if Goku's, let's say, like 725, times by 20, because he took, roughly speaking, a 20 times increase when his power is fully showed off. Excuse me, times 10, he'd be about 14.5 thousand. But there's a few twists to this. First off, he knows the Kaioken. Easy, he can handle a triple at this point. And then there's something that I ended up doing in another what if, which honestly, I do not remember which what if it was that I did this little plot point, but we're going to get to that plot point. So, everyone else is pretty much the same in terms of their power. It goes about the same, although Piccolo actually can take on Nappa, at least suppress Nappa, wholeheartly, and actually press the advantage because he's a little bit stronger to suppress Nappa. So Nappa is not getting out of this fight. In fact, I think he actually is able to, we're actually able to save at least Tien in this scenario. And Tien's still, he's still bleeding and everything like that, but he's able to stay alive in the scenario longer. And then just as maybe Nappa is about to power up, Tien comes in and does his final attack, which at this point, because he's actually been going toe to toe with Piccolo and actually taking solid shots and hits, it actually hurts him. He's you think you're so strong, huh? Well, how about this? And Nappa powers up. Now he's at full power, but at just that moment, they send Suppressed Goku, who's maybe more like 6,000 or 7,000, comes in. Suppressed, like Piccolo, and he comes in and stops the attack just in time. Oh, it seems like a friend Kakarot has arrived. Ah, yes, Kakarot. We've eliminated 2 of your friends. The bald one and the tiny one. Where's Jatsu? Oh, they're Krillin too soon. But luckily Piccolo is still alive in this case. Like, it took you long enough to get here, Goku. Yeah, sorry, I had some business to take care of first. Brings them senzu beans. They all get a senzu bean. Goes like, I'll take them from here. He's like, oh, you think so, Kakarot, huh? What, are you going to power up? What are you going to do? Sure, you got a whopping 7,000. Is that right, Vegeta? That's right, it's 7,000. I was like, yeah, I'm still stronger. And I've got more. I've been fighting on the battlefield a lot longer than you have, kid. So, let's get down to business. It's like, fine. And then Goku's just like, let's get down to business. And then he just powers up to 14.5 thousand and just wrecks Nappa's shit. Just, what just happened? Mercy! And breaks his back like he did last time. Vegeta kills him, and Goku's just, what? And I was like, how could you do this? Because a Saiyan who can't fight is a Saiyan not worth anything. And then he tries to persuade Goku, doesn't work. So they go toe to toe for a while. Goku realizes he's stronger, so he does a Kaioken and immediately takes the advantage. Immediately just starts beating on Vegeta. Because his Kaioken at this point would be the equivalent of his Kaioken times 3. Just one Kaioken is equivalent in this version is equivalent to about a Kaioken times 3, if not a little stronger. So Vegeta, immediately it's just Goku beating his ass, and then that's it. Kill it. I'm blowing up this whole planet. Got it. Kamehameha. And then, plus Kaioken, and that's not enough, so he goes Kaioken times 2, and, that would be, 29,000 plus Kamehameha, probably like 35,000, pretty much overwhelms Vegeta. Get the same thing as before, and then he sees the moon, and he's like, comes down again, just, I've got you now, Kakarot! So it's like, oh, crap! And then Goku basically sees the moon, and it's like, or is it trying to see him? It's like, no, I won't let you transform either, Kakarot. And then he just, poof, he grabs Goku as Goku tries to Kaioken times 3. He can't get out of that grip. I mean, it's about 40 something, but Vegeta's power is 1,800, so he's just, all right, and I'm gonna crush you, Kakarot. And Goku's just, remember, and he just suddenly calms down and just focuses. It's like, oh, I see you stopped struggling. I'll go accept the inevitable. It's like, and all of a sudden, Vegeta's hands start to expand. It's like, what? And all of a sudden, Oozaru Goku comes out. I argue, because of the way who Goku is, because of the way he trains, because of the way he always tries to better himself, and because he has already gained control of his Oozaru form in this fight, he would train to access his Oozaru form mentally, without the use of the moon. It's about digging into his primal origins, about his primal nature. And ultimately, he now has learned to do this at will. Excuse me. So, and Vegeta's just, how did you do that? You didn't even look at the moon. How did you do that? It's like, wouldn't you like to know, Vegeta? It's like, you have control. A lowly Saiyan grunt like you could only a super elite like me. And then Goku just catches the punches of Oozaru and just boom, nails him right in the diaphragm, and just he coughs up spit, blood, just knocks the freaking wind right out of Vegeta. Just, Goku then immediately goes into Oozaru martial art form and just boo, 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 starts just wailing. Now, Goku's still weaker at this point, and Goku's even not dumb enough to try a Kaioken at this point, because he doesn't know what this would do to his body. but he's just wailing into Vegeta, and Vegeta just doesn't even know what to do. And then, he very much smacks Vegeta, grabs Vegeta, and just chops it off. And Vegeta just reverts back, and Vegeta just, what? And then you just see Oozaru Goku looming over him, just, leave, Vegeta. Leave and never come back. And it'd be a shame for me to kill such a good opponent. I want to fight you again someday, Vegeta. Leave now, and so I can. I'm giving you this chance, a one-time chance. Do it now. And then he's getting ready, and then and then he's threatening to destroy him, and then he gets in his ship and he gets the hell out of Dodge at that point. Vegeta's like, nope, I'm done here. And it's like, this isn't over, Kakarot. Trust me, Vegeta, I know. And then he just looks down at Krillin and Gohan, who have never at this point seen Krillin's seen it, I think. Yeah, because he was at the tournament. But it's been so long since he's seen it. And Gohan's never seen his dad do this, though he knew his dad could do it. I'm sure he's told stories about it before to Gohan. And Piccolo's just like, it's like, show off. I would totally believe Piccolo being bitter about that, just show off. So ultimately, Goku powers back down, just, and then powers down. His clothes stay the same thanks to the little, trick by Kami and King Kai. So I imagine that would be the case. And then, they get back and they talk with each other. Everyone thinks it's good. We still have the Dragon Balls. Unfortunately, only Yamcha can be brought back with the Dragon Balls. Chaozu, Tien, they've already been brought back once before. I'm pretty sure Tien got brought back once before. So while they use the Dragon Balls to bring Yamcha back, at least Yamcha actually does come back. It's like, oh, whoa, hey guys, thanks for that. They still, actually, Kami goes is like, oh, all right, yeah, come on, Yamcha. Anyway. They have to ask, what are we going to do about that? We now have to wait another year. And even then, we can't bring back these guys because we already used the Dragon Balls. And they're all in contemplation. It's like, wait. Kami. It's like, well, what is it, Piccolo? They're on the lookout, probably. It's like, they mentioned something. They said I'm a Namekian. Do you know what that means? And Kami actually is like, well, I knew this day would probably come, I hope. But things have smoothed out a bit more. Then he explains his origin a bit, that he is an alien. We came from a place called Namek. We are aliens, and I have a ship that can get us to Namek. It'll fit most of us, probably, but it was only really designed for one person. So they basically have to make a choice, is that, all right, which one of us is going to, we're all going to Namek, Krillin, Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo, but Yamcha says, I'm gonna stay here and train more. I'll keep the homestead good. I'll defend the fort. So Yamcha will probably do some training on his own to get better, increase his strength, and all that. So they basically have to decide who's going there. So originally it was Piccolo, it was Bulma, Gohan, and Krillin. I think this time though it's actually going to be Bulma. Piccolo is definitely going to be the one that goes. But who would be? Would it be Gohan? I don't think Chi-Chi will allow it eventually through some negotiation. But I don't think he's the first. I think Gohan's going to get to train with his dad. I think Gohan's going to get to spend some quality time with Pops. So but they mentioned how they're building a ship based on Nappa's ship and all that. So Gohan will be going with his dad. And Krillin and Piccolo will be going together. They'll get some minor training in. So Piccolo will round out to about 5,000. And we know Krillin was already at 1,500 initially. I don't think that changes when he gets to Namek. So we're going to end with them getting to Namek and Goku and Gohan getting ready to go to Namek. So that's where we're going to end off on this Who Would Win. This What If. This is actually a pretty fun one. Initially I thought, well, it's going to end with Goku sacrificing his tail to save the moon anyway. So this one's not going to go anywhere. But ultimately I realized, I know. If he can control it, there's no reason for him to... He'd know about it, so he wouldn't destroy them. There'd be no reason to destroy the moon, so there'd be no reason to resurrect it. Yeah, okay. That does make sense. That does make sense. Now, there is one little catch. Does that whole scenario that Gohan transform into the Great Ape thing happen? I actually don't think it does. And the reason for that is this. I think Goku would realize the fact that he had his tail. He was the only guy he ever met that had a tail. The fact that he was the only person who ever turned into an ape probably meant something. So I think he realized something about his tail. And when he realized his son was born with it, he made a note never to look at a full moon, Gohan. Don't look at a full moon, all right? At least not without Dad around, all right? So the few times maybe it happened, Goku was there, and he was able to, rein Gohan in and all that. So, yeah, I think he would later help Gohan kind of at least achieve not a control, because Gohan's too young for that at that point, but I think he would help him achieve a level of discipline, a level of lesser aggression. Like if he at least able to tell friend from foe. So like if he transforms and he suddenly sees Piccolo, he doesn't immediately attack Piccolo. He looks at Piccolo. That's a good boy, Gohan. Good boy. I need you to be calm down. And Gohan would calm down and relax and all that. So Gohan, I think, still has his tail. So, yeah, we're going to leave it at that. So we're going to have Goku and Gohan train together, which a lot of people always want me to do that. But if I don't think it's necessarily going to be just naturally in the story, I don't put it in. I'm not going to put something that doesn't, I feel, naturally fit into the story. So until then, though, thank you for watching. That's where we're going to leave it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review for it for some point. Yeah. We'll do a review of it at some point. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. As always, you want us to, if you have an idea for who to win Star Wars Superior Magic, what if anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. I got a who would win to do for today, and then I'm pretty much done for today. And then I got a what if and a in the box office video tomorrow. And then it's the week of Who Would Win's coming up, so keep your eyes out for that. Also, me and my girlfriend are currently now on Iron Fist. We just finished Luke Cage Season 1. We're currently on Iron Fist Season 1. Oh, yeah. But after Defenders, that's when I'm going to start doing the reviews for all the Netflix shows I'm currently watching, because we're going through all of them, basically. And he's like, you don't have Netflix? No, I don't have Netflix. She has Netflix. We're watching them together. We're spending time. It's a nice way for us to spend time to go. We ripped it. Oh, I did a great thing, by the way. I'm going to end it right on this. I did a great thing with the Iron Fist intro, because I'm like, the choreography in this intro is better than what we're seeing in the show. But I'm like, okay. Because she wanted to, like, watch the intro each time. Like, we'll make a deal. Every other time we'll watch the intro. But I'm like, okay, I have an idea. I got my phone, I queued something up. And then I'm like, okay, pause it, mute it. All right. And then I'm like, oh, I started playing Kung Fu Fighting. And we were laughing. Oh, I got to sync it up better, though. Because there's like 4 ohs. Got to, like, maybe time it after the second one. It was beautiful. I'm going to probably do that for every time we actually watch the intro. That at least makes watching the intro worth it for me. Because the intro... See, I'll watch every one of the intros once, and then after that, I'm like, it doesn't really matter to me that much. Like, the Daredevil intro is good. The Luke Cage intro is fine. Actually, the Luke Cage intro is pretty good. The Iron Fist intro kind of sucks. And I gave no rat's ass about the Jessica Jones intro. And I like Jessica Jones, but yeah, I digress though. That we'll save all of that for when we get to those. But until I watch the Defenders, I'm not going to do any of the actual videos or the actual reviews until then. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I digress. Later, folks.